Welcome to She's the DJ podcast. My name is Kiana, also known as DJ Q Boogie. I'm a wife, mother, and grandmother, motivator, and old school hip hop lover. I went from being a full-time corporate employee to a full-time creative entrepreneur and built a successful DJ business. This podcast was created as part of my mission to help empower new and experienced female DJs, help you to build and enhance your DJ skills, elevate your business, and more than anything, help you do what you love and get paid doing it. We will be showcasing female DJs and business owners, share experiences, tips, and resources to get you ready and prepared to have a successful DJ business and the confidence and power to create your own opportunities. Welcome to She's the DJ podcast. My name is Kiana, also known as DJ Q Boogie. And we have another phenomenally dope. Is phenomenally a word? Yeah. Yes. Dope DJ. Her name is Marlene, also known as DJ Lady FX, and she is from Philly.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy that you're here with me. We always talk on the phone, and I'm just so glad to see you and talk to you.
Same.
So I love your DJ name.
Lady Effect?
Yes. How did you come up with that name?
So my name used to be DJ FX for years. And then a well-known DJ here in Philly, Don Mystic Mac, I used to DJ at a club with him. And he used to do like the happy hour, and I would do the night hour, and I would do the nighttime thing. And he was like, you know what? You need to change your name and make sure people know that it's a woman. He was like, because every single time, everybody is always like, yo, that dude was jamming. He this, he that. Dude up there, this. He was like, they don't even know that it's you. So he was like, you need to do something. So I was just like, well, what can we do? And he came up with, he put Lady in, just get rid of DJ FX, put Lady FX. He was like, do that. He was like, so they know that it's a woman. And this is back in like 2006.
Wow. Yeah. I love that, because it's so funny that you say that, because people always think, like on Twitch, because sometimes I DJ on Twitch. If they see DJ Q Boogie, they be like, what up, yo? Because you can't see anybody's faces on Twitch unless you go into their profile. So that's the same thing that happens to me. They're like, DJ Q Boogie. Oh, they automatically assume that I'm a guy, you know?
Really?
Yes, which is crazy. You know, that's crazy, especially nowadays when there's so many female DJs out here too. Like, people got to watch out for that, but they still do it. That's why.
So many people still don't know that, you know, for some reason, like, you know how many times I hear, wow, I've never seen a female DJ, like in 2022.
Yes. I hear it all the time. And I got something for that too, but yeah, coming.
Okay.
But it happens to me too. Like, they always say, like, I've never met a female DJ before. I don't know how to get in touch with a female DJ, you know? So that happens to you too. That's crazy.
There's a lot of us, but we know all of the females. Regular people don't know, because there's still way more guys than there are of us. Most of the time you see it. I think in the last, you know, especially after the pandemic, female DJs have been getting a lot more exposure everywhere. Yes. Every single TV show I watch, if there's a DJ party scene, it's always a girl now.
Yep. I love it. I love it so much, because stuff like this should have been happening a long time ago. But it's all right. It's all right. It's happening now. Yes. So how long have you been DJing?
So I started DJing in 92 for fun.
Whoa.
Right? Because I was just a music lover. I was a dancer first, like a hip hop dancer, and I stopped. I didn't want to do that anymore, and I just decided to buy my turntables, and I was like a bedroom DJ for a while, until, you know, somebody let me open for them in a club or whatever. But I started on my own, like just doing it in the bedroom, you know, and I did it. I started doing clubs, and then I, you know, started having kids. So, every time I had a kid, it was like, you got to chill, okay?
That's the chill, literally, PMD.
Right. So, I had a kid, I go back, then I'm, okay, we doing this again. So one time I think I was like 7 months pregnant DJing somewhere. I had this big belly and a cute dress on, and I was in some club DJing. I don't remember where it was. But after the second kid, then I took a long break because like once you're a mom like that, I didn't even know back then what I could have done with that talent. You know what I mean? And I don't even know if the opportunity would have been there back then either. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the 90s.
Right.
So, but in 2006, I started doing it back again at home, making mix CDs. That was like my little hustle. Right?
Wow.
So I was making mixtapes, selling my little mixtapes, mix CDs at that time. And then, slowly but surely started getting back out there. And I did it part-time from 2006 to 2012. In 2012, I quit my day job and have been doing it full-time ever since.
Wow. So what made you quit your day job? Why?
I hated my job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hated my job, and I just wanted to do, every lunch break, I was down in the cafeteria doing contracts and invoices and emailing clients and stuff. I mean, I just wanted to do that. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be a 9-to-5er.
Wow. I love that you realized that back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just figured that I didn't want to work 9 to 5.
Okay.
I don't
know how old you are, but I was probably I knew before I did it, I was just, fear stops you from doing a lot of things. Okay. So what I've learned so many things in these years on this earth. And one of them is to not let fear stop you from doing something that you want to do, because you're just holding your life up. You know what I mean? As hard as God pushed me out the door. Okay. Because, I had 2 kids, one getting ready to go to college, and I worked at Temple, the Fox School of Business. So it was like people also in your ear. Why would you give up, a good job, to go DJ? You know what I mean? What are you going to do when you're not working? And I'm like, all the stuff that I don't have time to do because I'm here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So because people don't understand all the back office work that you do as a DJ if you have an actual business, if you
talk about that. Talk about that though. Like, I don't think people realize that. Like from the first, starting with the website, okay? Starting with the website. Like, I don't know if you did your website, but I created my website. Did you do yours, or did you have somebody do it? You did yours.
I'm still a one-woman show, okay? And I'm over it. Okay, so
listen, I'm getting out of that one-woman show because it's a lot.
Listen, now it's even worse because you're your marketing person. You got to be your social media person. You're the DJ. You're your own assistant. You're doing all the administrative functions, all the meeting, everything. You got to take your pictures at the events, your videos at the events, then edit them, figure out what kind of reel you're going to make, find a song for the reel. Like, listen, okay, like ain't nobody got time.
We're doing a lot, right?
Yes. So, that's all. I didn't understand, but the average person doesn't know that. They just think you show up and play music. You know what I mean? So they don't know, because some DJs do just show up and play music. Every DJ is not doing it, doesn't want to build this business. Some DJs just want to go make some extra money at the club on the weekend. That's not me. You know what I mean?
And so people need to understand too, like, this is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
What we do now. This is our full-time job.
Right.
And it takes a lot of time and energy to get ready for these events, right? How do you prepare for events?
So most events, unless they give me specific music that I have to download, I don't usually have to do much preparation, but weddings are the events that I have to do a lot of prep for. Like those are the ones that take a lot of my, brain cells. The rest of them, because I've been doing it so long, I know so many genres, I have so many different, crates. Most of the time when I'm DJing, I don't usually know, especially if it's not a wedding. Like I don't usually know what I'm going to play until I get there, see the people, and I, feeling them out. And it's just I don't have a plan. You know what I mean? Once I see the people, I have an idea. Okay, they look like right. Whatever. But weddings are a whole different monster.
So before you get into that, though. Now, we were on the phone a couple of weeks ago and we were talking about your weddings. Now, how many weddings did you do this year?
I did 36.
I'm not sure. So that's really good.
Yeah, this is really my first year doing that many.
Wow. Now, did you do mostly weddings this year, or did you do like a mixture of events?
Oh, it was definitely a mixture. I don't even know how many events I did this year. I did 36 weddings, and then I still did all my corporate stuff. I still did a lot of private stuff. So I don't know. I have to go back and look and see what the actual number of total events were. And that's probably something I need to track. More work.
Yeah, you should.
You know what I mean? I don't usually track that. I just track my money. Like and I compare that kind of stuff, like to December this year to December last year. You know what I mean? Because I want to see growth. Right. But there's a lot of things that I need to tighten up on. That's running a business. Even though I've been doing it this long, there's a lot more things that I'm learning that I need to do. For growth.
Yeah, like so we always talk about pricing, right?
Yes.
I mean, do we really want to talk about it? Do we really want to talk about the pricing? I mean, not numbers, but
okay.
How I had to get on you about your pricing.
Listen.
Talk about it.
You definitely had to get on me about my pricing. And I was so scared because, and it's not that I was not charging enough. I thought
you were charging. Yeah, you were charging.
I thought that I was. And for some people I was, but for some people I was not. And when I talked to you and you told me how much, I was just like, they ain't paying that. They ain't gonna pay that. They didn't pay that. I found out real fast. I was like, let me just see. I'm never going back.
Listen, yeah, because once you do get that client that says yes, and you really understand your value and what you bring to the event,
yes,
you're never going to go back.
No, and there's no reason to. I mean, I definitely think that I may have been undervaluing myself a little. I've even had like clients, because I have like repeat clients. Right. And I've had clients tell me, because everybody, people who love you just tell you how good you are all the time. Right. And I had one client tell me during the pandemic, they were like, you're so good, I shouldn't even be able to book you. That's what they said to me. They were like, I shouldn't be able to book you, and that really made me think. You know what I'm saying? This was somebody who like booked me all the time. And she was just like, you shouldn't, and it's not because I'm available, but because there's plenty of times where I wasn't available and I would send her someone else. Mm-hmm. But her point was she shouldn't even be able to, I should be out of her range.
Right. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I heard some years ago that when you are like in high demand, like when people continue to book you all the time, especially for like weddings and stuff like that, you probably should, it's probably time for you to start like revisiting your pricing. Mm-hmm. It's time to like bring it up some.
And I don't know, I'm going to try that. I mean, I've learned a lot of things when it comes to weddings too, just from doing so many this year too, and knowing that you should raise your prices every year, and it doesn't have to be a crazy increase, right. But so we're gonna see how that works out.
Yeah, and two, like, things are changing. Like, we're buying more equipment.
Mm-hmm.
We're investing in ourselves. We're being better business women, so yeah, we can increase our pricing sometimes,
You definitely can. You just got to know how much of an increase to do. Like, you don't want to, because I wouldn't want to go from 36 weddings to 10.
Right.
Just because I increased my pricing. No.
Right. Unless
you want to go from 36 to 50.
Right. Unless you're charging $1 million.
Right. So, and that's another thing I learned, like, I could just do weddings and corporate events. Like, I don't want to do kid things anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I used to do now, okay, let me retract that. I still like doing certain kids, like certain schools that I have worked with, like for proms, because of the diversity of the kids that go there and all the different kinds of music I get to play.
Right.
And then, but I don't want to do like necessarily like, sweet 16s and or younger kids parties. I don't need to do that kind of stuff. I don't want to do like the neighborhood block party. Right. You know what I mean? I'll do like a food truck festival. I've done those.
Right.
That's the kind of stuff I do now. But like, no, because
So I think that it's always good. Like I tell like a lot of the newer DJs, do a little bit of everything so you figure out what you really like to do.
Right.
That's what we all had to do, right?
Yep.
I know that there's certain events that I just don't want to do,
Right.
And that's the great thing about having your own business is that we can do what we want to do.
That part.
Right? We can do what we want to do. And we can say no to clients if we want to.
We can.
Right? We can. So you did you have a mentor, or do you still have a mentor right now?
I don't have a mentor. I have what did I have? I don't know if it was a mentor. I had a friend. Like before I started DJing, I had friends, a group of guys that were a clique of, and they were DJs, and I started DJing with them. Like they went to Drexel, and I used to do like the Kappa parties and the Kappa house parties and stuff with them. And I would get on, and this was when music was, hip hop was pure though, and people was coming to the parties to hear KRS-One and Public Enemy. You know what I mean? And they danced to that.
Yes.
So it was a
good old days.
Time. Yes, the good old days. It was such a good time. Plus back then I was so clueless. I'm just such a music lover. I was just happy to be there. I didn't ask for any money. I was just doing it for free, dragging my turntables in my crate, like, so that kind of like paved the way for me. But I don't know if I've ever had a mentor. I've met people along the way that told me different things. Like the same guy who had me change my name so people knew it was a woman, also told me about beats per minute, because I didn't even know what that was.
Wow.
I didn't find that out until 2006. Mind you, I've been DJing since 92. Right. So, but I don't know if I've ever had a mentor. I've met people along the way that told me different things. Like the same guy who had me change my name so people knew it was a woman. He was like so amazed. He was like, wait. He was like, so you've been playing by ear all this time? And I'm like, yes. I didn't know you could count the beat.
Now, if you were playing by ear all that time, that's a special gift.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. I mean, like, there was no beat. There was nothing to calculate beats per minute back then. I mean, I just didn't, every time I would go record shopping, like, these are the things, like, I don't miss spending my paycheck in the record store at all, right? But every time I would go record shopping, I'd have to come home, listen to those records and think, okay, this will probably go with this. This, it was all by ear. This will go with this. This will go with this, But once he taught me how to count beats, and I'm sitting there playing a song, looking at the clock, counting, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much easier. I don't even have to listen. to the
Wow.
song. It was
Wow.
crazy. And then when Serato came out, because I was old school, so I was against Serato, right? I was not with it. I was straight Technique 1200, and I never switched to CDJs because I was against them too, right? Serato came out, and I talked so much trash about Scratch
You're
Live.
not the only one, though. You're not the only one that talked a bunch of trash about never using CDJs or a controller or anything. So many DJs did. Or they were like, you're not a real DJ if you don't use turntables. Like, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
Well, it depends on what kind of DJ you are. Like, I don't use the sync button. I don't
use no, right?
Yeah, I don't use that, but I know DJs that do. And there's
well, the thing too, I don't want to cut you. I'm sorry, but the thing with the sync button is that it's not always accurate, So you can't really depend on that, anyways. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't even know how to use it. Okay, I think I pressed. I don't know whether it's the sync. I get confused with whether it's the sync button or the key lock. I've pressed buttons by accident and been like, what is wrong? Why is, why can't I mix? What's wrong? Like, what did I do? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like trying to figure out, what it is. But
what do you feel about the whole thing that you're not a real DJ if you don't use turntables? Like, how do you feel about that?
I don't think that's true, especially now that you have like the rain, like have a rain right here, right? Which is similar to using turn. As long as you don't use, depends on technology to DJ. Mm-hmm. I think you can be a real DJ with a controller. There's pros and cons. I mean, there's so many things that what I've learned is, because I used to be that person, if you can't use turntables, right? But what I've learned that just know your instrument. You know what I mean? Yep. So there's so many things. I have 3 different controllers, right? There's stuff on them. I don't know how to work everything on those controllers. I know how to, they may as well be 2 Technique 1200s. Okay. Because I know how to do some things, very little, but I don't know how to, there's new young kids who know how to like do all, and I have all of the, what do you call those extra things that you get with Serato, all the different packs.
Like the packs. Yeah.
Right. I have every one of them and I haven't used one. Okay.
First of all, you're too busy to be trying to do all of that stuff anyways.
Yes, but I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn.
To know, yeah.
It is good to know. And because I think, because the next thing I want to do is production, right? So I think I have an ear for music. So because I have that ear, I can probably do some stuff with some of those packs, once I learn how to use them.
I'm sure.
Right. But yeah, I think you can be a real DJ with a controller, especially with something like a Rain One or, even the Pioneer. I love Pioneer controllers, the DDJ series of those are my favorite, actually.
Yep. I use control every day.
Tried and true. Like they just perform. You know what I mean?
Yep. And I have my backup, the SRT, but that's my backup,
Okay.
Sometimes, but my DDJ SX, I love it. I love it.
Right. Yeah, I have I think it's a SRT. It's a Pioneer too, right? The big one.
Yep.
Yeah, I have the SRT. I have a SR2, the small DDJ. I've had a couple of big DDJs and got rid of those, but I have the small SR2, the SRT, and I have the Rain One. And I have like 4 sets of turntables that I need to do.
So do you bring them out sometimes? Because they're
carrying them heavy things. But you know what's crazy? I don't bring them out, but when they came out with that limited edition those colored turntables, you remember when they came out with those last year? They had red, yellow, blue, black, silver. I don't remember. There might have been one other color. You don't remember when they came out with limited edition 1200 Technique 1200s?
I do
not. My gosh, girl, they was like $1,000 a piece. It took everything for me not to buy them.
I was just gonna say, did you get them?
I was like, should I just sell these and get those? But I didn't. because I was just like, because my son is the one who's gonna have to pay if I, if I get them, because he's the one who's gonna be dragging them in and out the house, not me.
Yeah, that's not fair to
Mm-mm.
anyone. Okay.
Right.
I want to
Right.
go back to when you said that you decided to leave your job.
Okay.
So was it something, first of all, did you plan for that?
No plan.
You just went and did it. You just
I mean, I gave them notice.
No, I understand that part.
Okay.
But like, even to give them notice, like, did you just wake up one day and be like, I can't take this. I can't take this shit no more. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm about to give my notice.
So for like 4 years, I was done with that job, but was afraid to leave. Like I said, I had a son getting ready to graduate high school, go to college, and people were just like, he could go here for free. Why would you leave? And but I had instilled in him, since he was in middle school, since he was little, I don't have no money for college. If you want to go to college, we have to get there. We have to get scholarships. So let's do everything that we can to do that. So I had beat him in the head with that, and he did. He got 4 full scholarship offers, right? And so that's why. So what made me leave though was, the job was like, I was like stressed, right? And I think I had like my first panic attack one morning when I was going to work, and I didn't know what a panic attack was. I thought something was wrong and I was just sick. I had went to the doctor about that, and he was just like, oh, it was a panic attack. And I Googled it and figured out that's what it was. So the next time I went, I think I had I was having like stomach problems or something. And he was like, your stress is turning into physical symptoms. And he was like, I don't know what to tell you. He was like, I can give you time off, but you're still going to have to go back. And I was like, no, I'm just going to leave, and I didn't have like a cushion. I'm not advising people to do this.
You're just telling us what you did. And I'd love to hear it,
Yeah, like I didn't have like a cushion. It was just all faith. I was just like, you know what? I didn't leave when I should have. So now God is pushing me out the door, and I'm listening. I'm listening now, because stress will kill you, and no job is worth that, because they just gonna hire someone else.
They will replace you quick.
Real fast. You're like, oh, that's so sad. Go to your funeral and move on with their life.
Yes. The same thing happened to me too. Like, I was like so stressed out. I was at work one day and I just had like anxiety, like crazy anxiety when I was at work, and I just left. I left. And I had went out for a while. Like, I took time off. And when I went back, like, I was getting migraines, like just mad at the world. And it took me like 2 years to realize that I didn't need to be there anymore. Because I was scared though. I was scared. And then
I feel like it's just like relationship, like any kind of, it's a risk. You know what I mean? It's just like when you're in a relationship, you don't need to be in. You know what I'm saying? You need to leave, but you've been in this relationship so long and you don't feel like starting over. You know what you're dealing with in this relationship, but you should go and you don't go. You know how many people do that? Like, they just stay until something happens big, major, or, the pandemic was an example of that. The pandemic broke up a lot of relationships that needed to be broken up.
Yes. And the crazy thing is that in 2019, I left my job, and that in August, and right before the pandemic. And then the pandemic happened, and I was like, oh my gosh, God, what are you doing? Like, and I said, you know what, God, you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I just made it happen. Like, things started happening for me, and I had to pivot. You got to figure it out when you're in a position like that, So, and I'm sure that's what you did too. You figured it out.
That's the scary part, figuring out. It took me a little longer to figure it out than a lot of other people. Like, it's hard. So the other thing is, when you see, because I got a lot of entrepreneurial friends, And when you know, in different lanes, they do other things. And when
Yes.
you see other people figuring it out and like, you know, doing well and, you know, succeeding and progressing, you're happy for them, but you're like, well, what am I going to do? And everybody is like giving you ideas on what you should do, but that's not what you want to do. That was annoying too for me.
Yeah.
Like the pandemic taught me a lot of things. And yes, one of them was, yes, you have to pivot. And another one was you have to never stop hustling. Like for me, I definitely have to have a balance. Like I'm not one of them people who I sleep when I die. No, I'm going to sleep today if I want to sleep today. You know what I mean? I'm not that person. I have to have balance or I'm not a happy person. But
how do you balance that? How do you balance everything? Like, how do you know when to take time, or do you schedule out your events in a way that you have time to like just relax and release and take a vacation? What do you do? How do you
you don't really have control over scheduling your events. They come when they come. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't like, because I don't turn, you know, I don't turn most things down. Like, unless it's something I don't want to do, I'm not saying no. You know, like I will have, and that's something that I may have to change moving forward. Like, I will have no vacation because I'm working. You know what I mean?
Yes. So how are you how are you managing that though? How are you taking a break when you feel like you need a break? You don't take one?
I don't know, because I look like this year was very different than any year I've ever had. Even 2021 was also very busy. But for me, it's like, this is my break right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my break. Like I have holiday events coming up. You know, I have one this week. I have a couple next week, but I'm very relaxed and there's no pressure. You know, like I don't have 3 weddings this weekend. Right. You know what I'm saying? So this is my break. I have a wedding at the end of January. Like it's about to start again soon. So I'm enjoying this break very much.
So you're so amazing. Like you're doing a lot. You're a great mom. You know, we talk about our children, you know.
Yeah.
Our children are older because we're of a certain age, even though we look 25, you know. How do your children feel about you being a DJ?
Oh, they think it's cool, and they also they know the difference in, you know, what real good music is. I mean, they know what good DJs sound like, and this is not me, you know, tooting my own horn. This is just what they tell me, because in my younger son, who, you know, it doesn't want, like my oldest son wanted to learn how to DJ. My youngest son, I used to try to get him into it. He could care less, right? He's not interested, but he must pay attention, and you don't even think he cares. Like you ask me, what do they think? And I'm like, oh, Malik doesn't care what I do or whatever, right? But he pays attention, because when he's around other DJs, he comes back and he's like, Mom, I see why people like you. He was like, you know, he'll name a name and he'll be like, he sucks. Whatever. And I'm like, really? You know, because it's friends of mine, you know, and I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, what is it that sucks? And he's like, I don't even know how to explain it, but they don't play like you do. And I don't think that's another thing. You ever have people want to book you, right? You're not free. You're sending someone and they ask you, well, do they play like you do? Yeah. Right. And my whole thing with that is, no one is supposed to play like someone else. Right. Okay. Like, no, they don't play like me. They have their own style, that's amazing. And you'll like them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Every DJ has that certain, I don't know, X factor, that certain thing that makes them unique and makes people want to book them. So yeah. So what's one thing that you wish you would have known when you started DJing or started your business? I'll say started your business.
What's one thing I wish I would have
that you
known?
know now that you wish you would have known back then?
That's a good question.
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one because I can't think of anything that's coming right to my head.
Well, we're going to have you back anyway, so you can answer it.
I can't think of anything with that I would have known that I know now that
Well,
I didn't.
I got another one for you then. What's a piece of advice that you would love to give a new DJ?
Mm, mm.
Or an experienced DJ? Because listen, I want to learn. I'm learning all the time, every day.
I mean, my biggest piece of advice is to, I guess, just be yourself. Like, incorporate who you are into your art. You know what I mean? And don't compare yourself. You know what they say? Comparison. What is that saying? Comparison is there's a saying. You don't know it?
Listen, I'm getting old. I can't remember everything.
Okay, wait. I'm about to tell you. It's comparison. Watch, as soon as I type in comparison, it's gonna come up. Here's what I tell you is the thief of joy.
Yes.
Okay? That is sage advice, because that was another thing during the pandemic that got on my last nerves. And friends are just trying to be helpful. Trying to tell you what to do, because you got to realize, as a DJ during the pandemic, we weren't working. We were just not working. Well, I wasn't. Okay. Let me speak for myself. Eventually I started doing Zoom parties and stuff like that. But in the beginning,
we weren't. Everything was getting canceled for me. Yeah, I wasn't working in the beginning. We had to figure it out. Mm-hmm.
And people are like, I was just DJing on Instagram and Facebook.
Right.
People were like, well, why don't when you had, remember D Nice did the thing and everybody was like talking about that, and they're like, well, D Nice does this, or showing me other DJs do this. Why don't you try this, or why don't you try that? Like, bruh, I don't care what they're doing. Okay, because you do what works for you, I'm gonna do what works for me. Like, I'm not one of them people. Like, some people are that they will go and look at what someone else, another creator is doing, and take what they're doing and apply it to what they do. That's not me, because I don't need to, I want to have my own style, my own creativity and everything that I do. I don't want to like take something from someone else or try to do what they do to see if that'll make me grow. Like, that's not how I learn.
Right.
And some people, they, look, to me, real artists don't look at other artists to see what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but these are things coming from people who are not, they're like business professionals. They're not artists.
Right.
You know what I mean? So of course these are money people. People who think only about the money will do whatever for the money. You know what I mean? As a DJ, I don't know why you started DJing, but for me, like I said, I was a music lover. It was not about the money.
Right.
So
same with me. I've always loved music, Yes. And I love seeing people happy and dancing. It's like, you really don't know how you affect people through what you do. And you're just doing what you love,
Listen, music is a universal language.
Yes, that's so true. So, got one more question. What do you feel set you apart from other DJs?
Number one, I think my age. Besides, okay, so girl, that's one thing, right? Because a lot of people just want to hire women now, right? Then my age, even though people don't necessarily know my age, I think it tells sometimes when I DJ.
How old are you?
I'm 53. So, because people ask me stuff like, how do you even know that song? You know what I mean? You too young to know this and whatever. And I'm just like, ha ha ha. Like, no, I'm not. Right.
You know, you look amazing, right? I just have to say that. You look amazing.
Thank you.
53 looks good on you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. So go ahead. So the fact that you're a girl, a woman,
Right.
your age, what else?
Right. I think my style is a
Mm.
little different
So
than
when you say your style, what do you mean your style? Like your clothing or like what? Or the way
I
that
mean,
you
yeah, I
DJ?
mean, like you said, the way I DJ. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's different too. Like I've had a lot of people tell me that. Um, you know, and I don't know what the difference really is. I think, when they talk about it, they're like, a lot of DJs now, I think newer DJ, a lot of DJs, they don't really mix the songs right. I don't know what they're doing because I
I
don't
don't know
hear
either.
them.
I don't know either.
But they're like, and then the flow, like I'm a DJ, like if you ever go listen to other DJs, go to parties, like I'm a DJ who likes a flow. I don't like, you're playing Nas, then you decide to play Prince, then you decide to play Cameron. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I do like for DJs to have creative freedom, but I don't, it depends on the event. You know what I mean? If it's the right event, you can get away with it, right? You can get away with just playing good music and being all over the place. But if it's an event where, there's a goal, where you people got to dance, it ain't about you.
Mm-hmm.
You can incorporate your creative art in there, but it can't be all about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I like I like a flow. Like if I'm in the 90s, I'm staying in the 90s for a minute. And then once I get to 2000, I ain't coming back to the 90s. You know what I mean? And then yeah, that's my style, like period. My clothing, my jewelry is different. Um just and it's not just, like clothes don't make you, you make the clothes. So it's just how you wear stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I wear a lot of colors together. Right. And, you can buy a dress, another girl can buy the same dress, but how we style it may be different. You may just put the dress on and you're done. You know what I mean? And I might add a ridiculous hat or something. You know what I mean? And some glasses, and I have these glasses that every single time I wear them, people are like, "Oh my god!"
You just go put them on really quick.
Yeah, they're right here. People are like, "Where'd you get those glasses? I love those glasses. I love those glasses."
Yes.
Every single time they're like, "Oh my gosh, I love those glasses. Where'd you get those glasses?" Every time.
Love them.
Little things like that I have gotten better with age. I'll throw these on, a certain hat, different jewelry, head wraps, like all kinds of things. I'm just like really coming into myself. The older I get, the more I know who I am. That's all it is.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah, like when you're 20, you don't know who you are most of the time.
So I ask all the DJs, you know how we do intro songs and stuff for weddings and different events for other people.
Yes.
What would your intro song be? That's one question. And the second part of the question is, when you're walking out, what color lipstick are you wearing? When you're walking out.
My intro.
Yep. During your intro. What song is it? I know it's so many songs. I know that. I know. But I mean, just what song are you thinking of? Like that you could really jam to, or that really makes you feel.
I'm thinking, is it Diana Ross? There's so many, like maybe not that one. What's the other one?
Sing it.
If there's a cure for this, I don't want it. I don't want it. You know that?
Yes, I know what song. What is it?
It's Diana Ross, I believe.
It is. What is it?
because it's not Love to Love You.
Mm-mm.
It's the other one. It's Love Hangover.
Yes.
That would be my song.
So you're gonna be like, how you gonna be coming out?
Oh, I'm gonna have like some fabulous, flowy, outfit, some sequins somewhere, some red, definitely some kind of red lip gloss, shimmery eyes, lots of hair, twirling,
Could you like show me? Could you stand up and show me?
Show you? Oh my God. Like, because my outfit will be like mad flowy, right?
Right.
So you got, I'm gonna be like walking, twirling around and, doing the hair and ding, 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 the whole nine. That's a sexy song.
It is a sexy.
You know what I mean? So
you literally have me crying right now.
It would be a lot. It would be a lot. People will be like, oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Be a lot.
We definitely have to have another conversation. You need to be on here again because I always enjoy talking to you. And it's just always so good to see you too. How can people find you? Where can they find you? If they want to book you?
You said if they want what?
To book you.
Oh,
I said.
I thought you said if they want a barbecue. Like
you're not doing barbecues.
I'm not doing barbecues, right? They can find me on Instagram at DJ Lady Effects, real easy. On Facebook, you can find me with my government though. Like I don't know why Facebook did that. Instagram trying to do that too. Like if you combine your things, they make you use your name. What's your name? Your name is still Q Boogie, right? On Instagram? Okay. Yeah, they try to make you do it. So I won't
I put my yeah, it is on. I think my full name is on there too though.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see.
So people can find you on Instagram. How can they book you? You have what's your website?
My website is djladyfx.com.
Mm-hmm.
They can email me ladyfx@mac.com.
Mm-hmm.
They can find me on The Knot. I have a whole, storefront on there. I'm trying to think where else. That's it, right? I don't do Twitter. I have a Twitter account that I haven't used in years. I don't do Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
They can find me on TikTok at DJ Lady Effects too.
Oh, so you're on TikTok too.
I'm on there, but I'm not as active as I should be. Like I said, like it's hard trying to keep up with all these platforms.
Yeah, you know what though? The next time that we talk to you, you're gonna have an assistant.
I am definitely because I need one. Like I need one really bad, really bad.
Listen, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for always supporting me, and I appreciate you. And I love seeing you. You're so vibrant out there doing your thing. Like I cannot wait. I'm not too far from you, so next year we are getting together. We're going. Yes. We're gonna go a bunch of places together. We are.
We have to. We have to.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Of course. Of course. I will talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for listening to She's the DJ podcast. I hope that you enjoyed yourself here. If you would like guidance, support, and tools to help build your DJ business and elevate your DJ skills, check out our new female DJ membership called Behind the Turntables. This is a non-judgmental community and sisterhood where you will network and build with like-minded DJs with similar goals. You do not have to travel your DJ journey alone. For more information about the female DJ membership, go to mc.behindtheturntables.com. Don't forget to sign up for our email list at djqboogie.com/aboutfdja. Connect and interact with us on Instagram at Female DJ Association. See you soon.